focus on helping patients who suffer from depression, clinical depression. My role as a VP of software development and security, pretty much I do my best to help Aifred's ambitions to create a positive change in for many in our society who will eventually go through depression. I mean, I think it's slightly over 10% of the world's population that at some point will suffer some form of depression. So we try our best to see if we can develop a tool that will help and aid clinicians and patients alleviate that burden. Aifred really is a cloud platform. As cloud as it can get. It's a web-based solution, and the end goal of it really is to allow a tool to help our patients give their feedback and register their characteristics, how they feel, through a series of questionnaires, and this serves as input to our ML engine. This is the AI portion where it will process, personalize each characteristic of a patient and then take that into consideration and offer a treatment selection so that we don't have to go through the traditional way where we trial and error these medications. So we're trying to cut that time and offer the best remission results for the patient. So it's really a clinician and patient interaction portal where they work hand in hand together so that they can actually monitor progress, and this progress will feed into our AI engine. That has a huge impact for the patient and their loved ones, because depression is not just the patient suffering it, their whole family and close friends, relatives, they all kind of get tagged along. So it's if it's a slight increase in hoping that we pick out the best treatment for them, it's already a good start. Aifred started off with an internal product that was developed, and it served its purpose. The initial product soon had its limitations. This is where we needed to scale and evolve, bringing it with a more modern touch with today's technology so that we can ensure proper scaling and we future-proof this whole solution going forward is the principal driver in reaching out to Spiria for help. It's really time to market. Given the size of the startup, we don't have the luxury of time. We didn't have the luxury of having 100 developers in house. So getting a solution out there, was really, really something that we kind of had to prioritize. So software development, following proper software development and security best practices, it was something that was very important and non-negotiable when developing a healthcare solution. Honestly, it's the deep lineup of professionals. We're not just looking for coders. For sure, Spirit being our development partner, they're incredible staff members specialized in software development. There's UX and UI specialists, which is very important to ensure that your software is being used. It's intuitive and that doesn't create any kind of impasses for the end users. There's also the cloud side of things. Having someone in the DevOps, just to get that optimized build and delivery pipeline that we want, for the sake of optimization, we'd want to deploy as quickly as we can without having to have the burden of so many manual steps. This is where getting a proper partner such as Spirit gave us the confidence to go forward. It just feels so well meshed that it's kind of like an internal team at this point, which is slightly atypical when you consider dealing with external development partners. It's not always the case where things collaborate so smoothly between the two companies. We sat down with really truly senior developers that understood the whole process of proper software development, where requirements gathering was a key part of getting things right. Like I said, they're not just coders, they're really solutions developers, and product development is really ingrained in their way of thinking. So it's not really just solving one little piece at a time. There's always this greater view on the whole picture. Time, you name it. I mean, for sure, Spiria has contributed so much on the software development side. Um, I, I I would totally thank Spiria to having reduced my stress level, and that time that we save, honestly, has been put on so many other critical priorities. It ranges from preparing our clinical trials. Everyone has to contribute on that front. Huge amount of work for regulatory and compliance. Um, and there's QA, regression testing, just to make sure that we're running through all the scenarios possible, because this is really a complex system. So we're not leaving much to chance at this point. Testing is super important, and obviously, Asperia gave a huge helping hand there in terms of identifying and helping us identify certain parts of the architecture in the code where, hey, you may want to pay some extra attention to this portion of the application. They're very attentive to the details, but they always have a great view of the whole business and where we're headed. Um, uh, which is really great, because uh, it comes back to that team being meshed together. Um, we're a startup. We move really fast, just like any other startup. And having Spiria alongside and their ability to keep up with that pace, because we're throwing all sorts of information, your way, and to be able to ingest that information, make sense of it. I saw the quality of the code, the documentation, and the thoroughness in project planning. Um, I just couldn't really nitpick at anything else at that point. It was really just, carry on with business, and let's just engineer this thing and get it out there. Yeah. Effortless. I think that would be the best keyword I would use. Just, I mean, we almost communicate day to day. I mean, sometimes just for a couple of minutes, sometimes it's for an hour. Uh, but it's always smooth. It's always frictionless. There's something that came up, just jump on a call, and it's quite. It can be quite ad hoc, or it could be scheduled routine meetings. Project planning has been spectacular. I gotta say, on the Spirit side, our Laura, our project manager, has always been on top of so many things. My understanding is that there's always frequent communication at Spiria, so that everyone is on the same page at all times. That's great, because everyone has the full context of what's going on, and if there's a problem that comes up, everyone seems to be aware of it. You know what? I think I'm just pleasantly surprised that it's so enjoyable to work together.